In a move that has sent shockwaves through the federal workforce, the Trump administration has offered a voluntary buyout to nearly 2 million government employees. The offer, which includes a significant financial incentive, has ignited a firestorm of debate, with some praising it as a bold step towards streamlining government and others condemning it as a thinly veiled attempt to dismantle essential services. The deadline for accepting this offer is fast approaching, leaving many federal workers wrestling with a life-altering decision. This unprecedented move comes amidst a backdrop of broader efforts by the Trump administration to reshape the federal government. From a push for stricter return-to-office mandates to a stated goal of reducing the size and cost of government, the buyout offer is the latest and perhaps most dramatic step in this ongoing campaign. As the clock ticks down to the February 6th deadline, all eyes are on the federal workforce, watching to see how many will take the deal and what the long-term consequences will be for the functioning of the government. The buyout offer, extended to a vast swath of the federal workforce, presents a compelling financial package for those willing to leave their government jobs. Employees who opt to accept the deal would receive a lump sum payment equivalent to 8 months of their current salary and benefits. This substantial payout, intended to ease the transition out of public service, would be delivered by September 30, 2025, providing a financial cushion for those navigating the uncertain waters of unemployment. However, this offer isn't extended to every corner of the federal government. Certain essential services and departments are exempt from this program, ensuring that critical functions remain operational. Postal workers, a vital part of the nation's infrastructure, are notably absent from the list of eligible employees. Similarly, military personnel, entrusted with the nation's defense, are not included in the buyout program. Immigration officials, tasked with enforcing the nation's borders, are also excluded from the offer, reflecting the administration's continued focus on immigration control. Additionally, national security workers responsible for safeguarding the nation from internal and external threats are not eligible for the buyout, highlighting the administration's prioritization of national security concerns. Furthermore, agency leadership retains the discretion to exclude additional positions within their departments, adding another layer of complexity to the buyout program. This means that the final decision on who is and isn't eligible rests with individual agencies, potentially creating inconsistencies and raising concerns about fairness and transparency in the selection process. The Trump administration argues that this buyout program is a necessary measure to streamline the federal government, reduce bureaucracy, and ultimately save taxpayer dollars. They contend that the federal workforce has become bloated and inefficient, burdened by unnecessary layers of bureaucracy that hinder its effectiveness. By offering this buyout, the administration aims to trim what it perceives as fat from the system, creating a leaner and more agile government better equipped to serve the American people. This move, projected to save up to $100 billion in government spending, is touted as a fiscally responsible measure that demonstrates a commitment to reducing the federal deficit. The administration argues that these savings can be redirected towards other priorities, such as infrastructure projects, national defense, or even tax cuts, ultimately benefiting the American people. However, critics view this buyout offer with deep skepticism, arguing that it's a thinly veiled attempt to gut essential government services and replace experienced career civil servants with political loyalists. They fear that this move will lead to a brain drain within the federal workforce, as seasoned employees with institutional knowledge and expertise are replaced with less experienced and potentially less qualified individuals. This potential loss of expertise, critics argue, could cripple the government's ability to effectively implement policies, enforce regulations, and provide essential services to the American people. They worry that this will lead to a decline in the quality of government services and undermine the effectiveness of key agencies responsible for everything from environmental protection to public health. The Trump administration's recent move mirrors Elon Musk's tactics during his 2022 Twitter takeover. Musk's aggressive buyout package aimed to reduce Twitter's workforce and reshape its culture. Many see parallels between Musk's actions and the Trump administration's approach to the federal government. Both aim to streamline operations and cut costs. Musk and Ramaswamy led an advisory body to streamline the federal government. This initiative focused on reducing regulations and spending. The current buyout offer reflects this influence. The return-to-office mandate for federal employees echoes Musk's policies at Twitter. Critics argue this approach undermines the role of government in a democratic society.